The man suddenly realized, the Earth, which nurtures 7.6 billion people, disappeared in an instant. Only he and 17 cities remain in space. And these cities are also moving at an extremely fast pace. Fly in a certain direction. Seeing this man shouting loudly, I didn't get in the car. I didn't get in the car. But obviously, these cities won't pay attention to him. The only response to him was a voice echoing in his mind. Pangea continent is currently undergoing formation. There are a total of 17 participating cities in the human race on Earth, representing 17 branches of human civilization respectively, bringing all participants to civilization, sent to the safe zone of Pangea continent. Upon hearing these words, Lu Yuan couldn't help but think, if one does not happen to be hiding in another space, will it disappear together with the Earth, or take off with those 17 cities together? And that mysterious voice, coincidentally, there isn't, regard him as a member of human civilization, left him in place. This further confirms Lu Yuan's speculation in his heart. After he discovered this, I want to release the alien space, make the mysterious voice notice him, but he is also worried that there is no air in the universe. At least there is some oxygen in this space, not enough to register immediately. And as time goes by, the mysterious voice sounded again. Each branch of civilization has reached its designated location. Open the safe zone. Please pay attention to the time flow rate within the safe zone. Only 1% of the Pangea continent, and the resources within the safe zone are scarce. Slow development. Each civilization can revoke the safety zone on its own. Proactively explore Pangea continent. After revocation, the safe zone cannot be restored. Facing external risks head-on. Please all civilizations adapt to environmental changes as soon as possible. The screening of the 9th Age civilization has officially begun. Immediately after, Lu Yuan saw Pangea continent in despair. He's like a vast and unimaginable ink painting scroll, extending infinitely towards the universe. Just for a moment, it extended to the feet of Lu Yuan. Look at your feet, Pangea continent, only 10,000 meters away from oneself. Lu Yuan's heart was filled with excitement. He thinks he can save himself again. So he extended a finger, transferred the tip of the finger out of a different space. Affected by gravity, the finger that extends out begins to fall freely, due to the connection between the alien space and his body. While freely falling fingers, he also brought it down along with the stiff space. About 3 minutes later, the land source successfully landed on a field of weeds. He took a few deep breaths, calmed down the tense mood. Even if he successfully lands on the ground now, but this ancient continent is bound to face many crises. Otherwise, there's no need to set up a so-called safe zone. Ability to differentiate between different spaces, although it can avoid many risks, but it's not omnipotent. From now on, he must be self-sufficient, and he can't get sick yet. Otherwise, it's easy to get sick in one's lifetime. Lu Yuan's mind was pure white. I don't know how to survive. He doesn't even bring a small knife now. There's no lighter either. I only have one phone on my whole body. Fortunately, at this moment, a mysterious voice suddenly discovered him. Lu Yuan suddenly shouted excitedly. Let the mysterious voice send him back to Earth. Possible results. But it has been added as the 18th branch of human civilization. And the total population is only him. Upon hearing this, Lu Yuan was almost stunned. And after a while, the mysterious voice sounded again. Congratulations to your civilization for achieving the only milestone. The first pioneer of the 9th Age. You are the first civilization to leave the safe zone. Lu Yuan was confused. It took me half a day to realize. The first minute of the formation of this ancient continent. He ran in. Isn't he the first pioneer in history? Normal civilization is all hiding in the safe zone. And with his understanding of humanity, there is no 10-year tug of war. Fighting humans wants to reach a consensus. Revoking the safe zone is impossible. Taking into account the 1 to 100 time lapse rate, 10 years of human civilization. Pangea continent is 1,000 years old. He saved it well when it arrived. I estimate there will still be some caves left. And for such a long time. For the development of a civilization, the more, the better. But for the individual Lu Yuan, but it is an unbearable burden. Let's not talk about monsters or anything like that for now. Just this immense mental pressure. It's about to crush Lu Yuan. However, at this moment, that mysterious voice induces the civilization you belong to. Obtain a unique milestone reward. The Eye of the Pioneer. This ability will allow you to read the information of most items. Immediately after, in an instant, a ray of light that I don't know where it came from hit Lu Yuan's right eye. The indescribable intense pain instantly knocked Lu Yuan unconscious. After he wakes up from the grass covered in sweat, discovering that everything in the world has labels, he has to admit that this ability is very powerful. It is truly the reward brought by the only milestone. Gave him hope to survive. Seeing this passerby show a resolute expression, there was a resolute light in his eyes. As long as he finds enough milestones, you can forcefully build a superhero. Then, it's uncertain whether we can still find the safe zone where Earthlings are located. Go back and be the Emperor. But the next second, his face twisted. Startled, he bounced high from the ground. because there is a bucket of varying thickness. A snake over 10 meters long rushed out from the river not far away. The incoming fishy wind made Lu Yuan's scalp numb. At a critical moment, he used his abilities and an empty sword, but after pouncing on an empty snake, it didn't give up easily. I waited in place for an hour before leaving. See here, Lu Yuan's clothes were soaked in sweat all over his body. I can't help but feel fortunate that he didn't continue to hold the land. Otherwise, he's doomed. After leaving a space, Lu Yuan found a brown snake scale on the ground. That big slap, hard as steel. He picked up a thick branch from the ground. Pick up a stone, knock this snake scale into the branch. I wrapped it a few times with vines that can be seen everywhere. Make a simple axe. I felt the sense of security brought by the axe. He took a few deep breaths. Calm down the tense heart and soul. The earth has inexplicably disappeared. Only 17 cities remain, distributed in the vast and boundless Pangea continent. I want to find these human cities. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. What should he do if he's alone? The ability of a different space. Plus, with a nonsense eye, reverse the situation. He walked cautiously to the river. I observed for a while. I picked it up with both hands and took a sip. Lu Yuan is wary of the appearance of wild animals. Shouting milestones in my heart. Give me the milestone reward quickly. I am the first person to drink water from Pangea continent. Unfortunately, I waited for half a day. The sound did not appear. The so-called milestones. It's not like drinking a sip of water in Pangea continent. It can be achieved with just one bite of meat. It must be some significant moment with commemorative significance. It is a historical situation. Lu Yuan's plan fell through. I feel a little frustrated. At this very moment, Lu Yuan's eye corner, noticing a glimmer of light from afar. Approaching 50 meters cautiously, I just realized, it's a rotten and unsightly van. Through the right eye, he learned that this was a remnant of a civilization from the 8th age. Opened the car door, found a broken skeleton inside. That hollow eye socket is facing me directly. Although he was very anxious in his heart, but his remaining rationality told him, he needs this broken car. Not far away is the tranquil primeval forest. Living with uncertainty is even more terrifying. Terrifying demons and monsters. And there are pythons lurking by the river. You can eat him in one bite. The grass is not safe either. There are too many insects. Not being stung or poisoned to death. So he needs this car to get through his first night. Just arrange a slight layer of defense. You can wake up from this dream in time. Activate a space to protect yourself. That's all for now. Lu Yuan gritted his head. Clean up the skeletal remains from the car. Found a small concave pit to bury. I bowed a few more times. In an instant, a cold reminder echoed in my ears. The 18th branch of human civilization where you are located. Discovered the cultural relics of the 8th age. Congratulations on achieving the only milestone. The first explorer of the 9th age. Your civilization receives milestone rewards. Explorer's Eye allows you to gain insight into cultural relics and possible treasures that may exist. Randomly obtain one person. Then came a white light that I don't know where it came from. Accurately hit Lu Yuan's left eye. The heat is so intense that it's hard to imagine, pouring into the soul. Bringing a huge amount of information. Because I have suffered too much torture today. He's too lazy to struggle anymore. I passed out in a crisp and unconscious state. When Lu Yuan wakes up from his coma, it's already evening when the sunset sets. He is both joyful and troubled. The only milestone now is indeed easy to trigger. But it's too troublesome to make people unconscious. Fortunately, I was sitting in the car myself. Otherwise, I am afraid some wild animal might have picked up the body. Upon careful consideration, it is indeed true. A normal civilization would dispatch a pioneering team. Go to Pangea continent to explore information. Even if someone is unconscious, there is still a team to take care of them. It's not like he's just one person. Now, both of his eyes have turned into titanium alloy dog eyes. Lu Yuan used the explorer's eye that he had just acquired. Immediately, a colorful halo appeared in the field of view. Explorer's Eye with a certain level of perspective ability. Each type of light represents the same attribute. Red represents risk, green represents cultural relics, and gold represents treasure. And the explorer's eye consumes spiritual power, much higher than the eyes of pioneers. Kashiwara, who was already in a not-so-wonderful state, quickly seeing Venus, I experienced a feeling of dizziness. But what shocked him was, the whole ground is blooming with a green halo. Signify, at least one city-level cultural relic. Buried in the soil, the car currently in use. Just a drop in the bucket among the ruins. Lu Yuan was initially excited, then sadly, I thought of, but what does it have to do with him? Can't he dig out this city with his hands? As the sky gradually darkens, Lu Yuan muttered to himself, dragging a tired body to start living. Drilling wood to make fire or something like that. For someone like him who has no manual dexterity at all, as difficult as to climb up to the sky. So Lu Yuan could only sacrifice his own phone. He licked his dry lips. Arm exertion. I forcefully smashed open the phone screen with a snake spirit axe. equipped with built-in battery. After breaking it, immediately ignited the firewood. Then a rusty iron sheet was found in the car. I polished it with an axe for a while. Grind off visible rust to the naked eye. I went to the river to fetch some water. Boil the grass roots and wild vegetables in iron sheets again. This is his dinner for today. And he still doesn't dare to eat too much grass. Otherwise, severe constipation may occur, being suffocated to death by feces. Finish all of this. Lu Yuan is sitting in the car. Cover the window with weeds and branches. Faint and drowsy, go to sleep. Wait until the next day. Lu Yuan got up early. Start using the power of both eyes to pick up debris. And in this process, he found a giant man-eating flower. Prompt through both eyes. This is an extraordinary power. The man-eating flower. It's red fruit, rich in nutrients necessary for human growth. But once it approaches, it will be swallowed by it. Become something beneath its feet. Seeing this passerby muttering to himself. No wonder, there is a large halo of gold and red in this place. Looking at that, each fruit is as big as a football. Passers-by were seduced and kept swallowing and spitting. Coincidentally, a flying bird passed by, tempted by fruits. Suddenly, a purple-red vine appeared, jumped over like lightning, caught the flying bird, pull it down. This bird just let out a mournful cry for a moment. There was no sound left. Lu Yuan shuddered. Start praying that a fruit will fall down. After waiting for a long time, no fruit fell down. Residual rationality. Let Lu Yuan leave with heavy steps. Now my mind is filled with the desire to find something to fill my stomach. Why did ancient residents go to Yuhuanyan paintings? Eat yourself alive to death. Because extreme hunger does indeed lower cholesterol levels. As the sun rises 3 poles, Lu Yuan estimated that he had been there for 24 hours. Not eating proper food, I can't find anything to eat. We have to go back and eat grass roots and insects. His physical condition will continue to deteriorate. It's better to take advantage of the strength now and find something good. With this determination, Lu Yuan once again mustered up his courage. I walked a few kilometers forward. In the deepest part of the canyon, he saw a large area of his house collapsing. Here shimmer green and gold lights. It means there are a lot of treasures buried here. Lu Yuan's mood became excited. The pace also quickened accordingly. He casually dug the ground. I dug out a string of gold necklaces directly, even if it's a civilization. Surprisingly, gold is also regarded as a luxury item. Lu Yuan casually threw the gold necklace on the ground. He really can't bear the extra burden of the Book of Changes. In this piece of broken arms and ruins, it's really difficult to find proper food. Even if it's canned food vacuum packaging, go to heaven. Hundreds of years have passed. The food inside also rots. Moreover, there are occasional red flashes in this area. It's not without any risks. So he wandered around for half a day. I simply chose the largest and most complete house. Thick reinforced concrete once saved him from a great disaster. And its shape is also a heavy circular road garden. I always feel like this is a shelter. Maybe there's really food inside. There are even living intelligent creatures. And at this moment, on a heavy mechanical door in front of him, suddenly a string of passwords appeared. Lu Yuan was immediately shocked and suspicious. Are your eyes so awesome? So far, he still hasn't figured out the true principle of developing whole eyes. The button for the unknown civilization. Nature is not Arabic numerals. But let's explore for a while. Lu Yuan opened this metal door. At the moment of opening the door, a decadent air came towards us. The ruins of civilization are very dilapidated. However, just as the road was long and sighing, a black lightning bolt came head-on, rushing towards his head. At the moment of realizing something bad, he immediately activated the ability of the alternate space. I saw that strange black creature pounce into the air. With a loud bang, it fell to the ground. Take a closer look. It's actually a basketball-sized spider. What's even more frightening is, its back is carved with strange patterns resembling 2 eyeballs. Just glanced at it, it gives people a faint feeling of dizziness. Make the heartbeat faster quickly. If it's a road element from a day ago, encountering this thing will definitely scare you half to death. But now he is in a state of famine. I searched for a long time but couldn't find it. The terrifying hunger made his eyes sparkle with green light. At the moment when I saw the spider wanting to return to the house, Lu Yuan fiercely swung his snake spirit axe. With lightning speed that cannot be concealed, the sound of the ear hit the big spider's eye. The result was just one sound. The road is far away. It feels like this axe has struck a nail. The shock made his mouth numb. Muscle numbness in the arms. But no matter what, eyes are always the weak point of defense. Under an axe, stinky branches and leaves splattered everywhere. But this monster hasn't died yet. He's still alive. He wants to counterattack. The 6 spider legs make a charging motion. Lu Yuan saw the situation. The veins on the forehead jumped violently. Fly up, relying on one's physical advantage. Extremely fierce, he held down the giant spider. The piercing sensation of that cold voice made his scalp tingle. A sharp roar came from the spider's mouth. Lu Yuan has a premonition. As long as you are stung by a spider in reverse, he will be poisoned to death. Now is not the time to back down. He swung an axe again, chopped off the spider's head. The snake spirit axe made an extremely crisp snap sound from its hair. That wooden handle is broken, and the spider is still struggling. I can't imagine it. Why is this basketball-sized monster so far away? Lu Yuan's originally delicate face. At this moment, it is already in a red temperature state. Tightly embrace each other's blood vessels throughout the body. While holding down, gently and crisply remove the wooden handle from the wound position. Insert it fiercely. Now the spider finally lay motionless on the ground. Lu Yuan gasped heavily, panting heavily. After waking up, wiped away the cold sweat. I wonder if I just lost my ambition. Why provoke this thing? Whether spiders can eat or not is uncertain. But it's already like this. Discussing antivirus killing should be fine. Thinking about. Lu Yuan's gaze towards the giant spider. Everything is a bit different now. My mood suddenly became joyful. At this moment, the mysterious voice suddenly appeared in his mind. Congratulations. Killed the purgatory magic bead that could destroy a civilization. Becoming the first hunter of the 9th age.